We have the Rostelecom Cup coming up this weekend. This is the Russian event. It is the 5th event. The final event is in France next week. We're already done with the Grand Prix. It seems like it just
Can
started.
you believe it?
Every year, it goes so fast. Okay, let's start off with the men in Russia. You have Yuzuru Hanyu here. I said, silly
Yuzuru
me.
Hanyu,
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, I said in Finland, I think that there's a chance that Kolyada, who's also here, might have a chance to beat him. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to say I think Hanyu is going to win. I do hope that he develops his free skate a little bit more. We talked about that after Helsinki. I think there's potential for that to grow. Short program, already a huge fan. Wonderful piece of music. Keegan Messing is also in this field, though, and he's somebody, you look at Skate Canada, he was in the lead in the short program. One really big mistake in the free skate, almost earned no points for that quad toe at the end. He would have been in contention for the gold there had he not done that. He looks like a completely transformed skater ever since the Olympics last year. I think he's kind of owned up to, hey, Patrick Chan isn't going to be around anymore. Nobody's really stepping up to the plate. It's going to be me. Yeah. I think that he's, with a medal here, he's in wonderful shape to make the Grand Prix final as well. Had a really big score at Skate Canada. What do you think his chances are here?
I think that Keegan Messing is one of those skaters. He kind of reminds me of this generation's Elvis Stoico. He goes into the jumps. They're so big. They're so tight in the air. They're so clean. And he has a charming personality. So I think that he has figured out a way to marry all of those things. He's not trying to be something that he isn't. He's not trying to be, Baryshnikov on skates. He's trying to be sort of just the entertainer that he is. So I think that second place is his if he wants it.
And I think I remember when Messing was a junior competing for the United States. I'm pretty sure he said his influence in skating was Elvis Stoico. So we have to.
I never knew that, but that's just kind of how he is in my mind. I'm pretty sure
I read that. Yeah. Kolyada, he. Like I said, he's skating to Carmen. A lot of people roll their eyes on Carmen, but he has the posture. He has the beautiful back. He has the ability to make it a strong program. This is his free skate.
Yeah.
We see though that he's a skater that if he starts to miss the big elements in the beginning of the program, it really goes downhill. He did not have a good skate in his first event in Finland. He is at home though. Do you think that the home crowd will push him or make him more nervous?
It's hard to tell because, as you said, when he's on, he is unbelievable. He's fantastic. I don't really know. I don't know him well enough to have a real sense of what he's like. My feeling is, as he falters, it's kind of like he throws in the towel a little bit. So I would like him to have a bit more faith in himself. I'd like him to borrow the faith that we have in him, sort of as he competes, because that's what's going to get him to where he wants to go. Right now, it appears he skates. It makes me feel as if he has self-doubt, and he needn't, because he is a wonderful skater.
There's a whole bunch of other skaters here, probably not fighting for the podium, but if Kolyada is really off, you never know who could sneak in. One skater I'm really looking forward to is Julian Yi from Malaysia.
Oh, me too!
Beautiful, beautiful short program at Skate America. Beautiful, perfect quad salchow, really nice triple axel. Came apart in the free skate, but this is a skater that is really, really on the rise.
What I think Julian's going to do is rise to the challenge. I think he was so surprised to find himself. I think he was in third after the short program. Is that right?
Yes.
So I think that this whole idea of I can do it was a bit of a shock. Like when you find yourself in that final flight with, kind of all the big names, you're thinking, how did I get here? But he's done it once now, and I think that short program is such a great vehicle for him that it would be wonderful to see him rise to the occasion here.
One other skater, Artur Dmitriev, earlier in the season made a little bit of a noteworthy performance at Nebelhorn Trophy. He did a triple Lutz, triple flip combination. But the thing is that he landed the first jump on the opposite foot that you're supposed to and went directly into the second jump. It's never been done before. It's been discussed that it's a possibility. I don't think anybody knew that he was going to try that, let alone land it. And it's something that we could look forward to here.
Well, and good for anybody to come up with a sort of a new trick, because we haven't seen, there's not a whole lot that's new anymore in figure skating, although we're waiting for that quad axel Yuzuru. We're waiting. But that will be kind of fun to see.
Ladies competition is led by Zagitova. She's at home. She doesn't need to do much to probably win this competition. I think she, based on her reactions from Finland, I think she really would love to put out 2 perfect skates, because I see her as really wanting to deliver every single time perfectly. And, you know, that's not realistic, but she pushes herself to do that. And I think that being at home, she's really going to make sure that she can skate as well as she can. Obviously, the favorite. Behind her, it's somewhat wide open. You have Mako Yamashita, who just barely missed winning Skate Canada. She has a silver medal already in the Grand Prix. Came out of nowhere, really, for that silver medal. Yuna Shiraiwa, who was in great shape after the short program in her first event. And you have Sofia Samodurova, who was the bronze medalist at Skate America. And she's another one. She's coached by Alexei Mishin. She wants perfection every single time. I watched her at an event earlier this season, before the Grand Prix started. She made one small mistake in her free skate, and she was so upset with herself over that one mistake. You know she wants to go out there every single time. She wants to push and show that she's potentially in the running for a spot to the World Championships. So I look for her to deliver. I think that she's once again maybe going to find herself on the podium. You have Eun-Soo Lim from South Korea, who's returning for the 2nd week in a row. We already discussed her in our Cup of Russia review. She's a fantastic skater. Just needs to clean up the little errors that she had. She's in contention. And then we have Gracie Gold from the United States. She's returning to the competition for the first time in, a year and a half. Really, we don't have any idea what to expect from her, but I think the biggest thing now is that she's skating on her own terms. I don't think that she has any expectations. I think a lot of people have expectations for her, and she does not care about that. I think she's here to just say, hey, I don't want to be what I was before. I don't want to be stressed out to the point that I don't like skating anymore. I'm going to do this for me now. And regardless of how she skates, it's great that she was able to overcome some of the problems that she had. And, you know, it'll be fantastic to see her regardless of how it turns out.
I totally agree. I want to say one thing about Samodurova. She has I consider it to be a very old-fashioned, almost going back to Soviet style, that hyperextended, almost gymnastic upper body. I don't think it shows very well anymore in women's figure skating. I think women have evolved to quite a point. So I think that, to me, her execution is very dated looking. So I think that she's a beautiful skater. I think that she's very strong, and there's lots going on. And obviously Alexei Mishin has lots that he can offer somebody. But just like with Tuklamisheva, who doesn't do that, by the way, that sort of hyperextended gymnastic arms, she is somebody that I'd love for someone to give her a bit of an update. So let's see what she does down the road. As a first step, that's great. And I agree with you. As far as Gracie Gold is concerned, I am delighted to see her back. She had some battles with mental health issues, and here she is deciding to come back to skate because that's what she wants to do. So my money is on her experience. My money's on her talent. And I just hope that she has a really comfortable re-entry into this level of competition.
Pairs competition. Aside from Tarasova Morozov of Russia, they are
my favorites.
Silver medalists. Yeah, you said they'll be world champions. Yeah, let's not forget, you said it first. This field has 4 teams that have already won medals on the Grand Prix this year. The second place finishers will qualify to the Grand Prix final. Depending on how the rest of the field goes, it's potentially the bronze medalists will make it too. So you have Tarasova Morozov skating at home, obviously the favorites. Behind them, you have, let's start off with the Italians, Nicole Della Monica and Matteo Gorizzi. Not a strong showing at all in their first event in Finland. They were a team last year that made it to the final group at the World Championships, were pushing to potentially be medalists. They don't look like they're yet at that form this year. Just narrowly won the silver medal in Finland, so that puts them in good shape to make the final. What do you think their chances are here? How do you think they're going to progress as the season goes?
For me, they've got some great technical elements together as a pair, but I look at them as parallel playing, like little toddlers do in a sandbox. They're beside each other, so you assume they're playing together, but in fact they're each on their solo track. So I don't, when I think of Marquet and Andrei Hotarik, they had much more fire, much more sizzle, much more connection between the two skaters. For Nicole and Matteo, although they've made great improvements, they just don't push it over the top. I don't believe in their connection together off the ice. Do you know what I mean? That there would be sort of like kind words spoken to each other. I don't mean connection in a romantic sense, but I just want to know that these two people are a unit. So I want to see more of that. I think it's there. I just don't think that it's been developed yet. But they are the number 2 team here as far as I'm concerned.
2 Russian teams, Efimova and Korovin, who have a silver medal from Skate America, and Pavlyuchenko and Kodykin, who have a bronze medal from Finland, just narrowly missed out on that silver medal, as we said before. Again, young teams. I think that they will both grow, but being at home, I think that we might see a surprise here for second place.
Well, Pavlyuchenko and Kodykin, they're the former junior world champions. And I have to say, when I looked them up on YouTube, I was expecting something extremely dynamic. When they skated at their last event, they didn't deliver on the promise of that potential as far as I'm concerned. I'm anxious to see what they do. They're at home, so they should feel more comfortable. There should be stronger everything, including speed.
And another team that has a medal already, Ashley Kane, Timothy Leduc from the United States, they're really pushing to win a medal in every single event they compete in this year, leading up to the World Championships. Good skating at Skate America. They want more. They're hungry. I think they're working really hard. You never know. If they can deliver clean programs, especially with the content they have side-by-side triple loops, which gives them a little bit of an advantage over some of the other teams. They could find themselves maybe in a silver medal position as well. And with a silver medal, they would make the Grand Prix final. I know that's one of their goals. What do you think their chances are?
Well, I think it's like anybody. Let's watch the short program. Whoever delivers in the short is going to be in a much better position to go for it in the free. So, keep things tight and clean and moving and solid, and then we'll see. I think that this field is a real mixed bag as far as I'm concerned. I think that the Tarasova and Morozov, and then Delamonica and Guarize, they're the first, 2 teams. They're the ones with the most solid reputation, the most solid sort of tools in the toolkit. So everybody else, they've got a shot, so just make it count.
Finally, ice dance. This is another event with the withdrawal of Chalk and Bates of the United States. This is going to give 2 teams an opportunity to probably be on the podium that you would not have expected, but it also gives them points towards the Grand Prix final. Obvious favorites here are Stepanova and Bukin, skating at home, already winners on the Grand Prix this year. Really, I said I think they're making a push to potentially be on the world podium. They're in a class of their own. So yeah. We already know, there has to be a complete, they have to miss half of their elements to probably not win this competition.
Yeah.
Behind them, though, you have Hurtado and Kolyada of Spain and Carrera and Ponomarenko of the United States. I think these are the 2 teams that you're going to be looking for to be on the podium. How do you think it's going to play out?
Well, I know Sarah Hurtado, and I like her a lot, and I like that their new team, their new partnership, I think speaks very well. I'm really interested, however, to see Carrera and Ponomarenko, especially with his lineage. So that apple does not fall far from the tree of Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko, his parents. So I think that, they're another really promising American ice dance team, and I think that long may this North American wave flourish. That's something that's speaking really well about what we're doing moving forward. So I think that you're in whatever order. I think it's going to be Stepanova and Bukin as first. However, the Spaniards and the Americans, I think that they're going to be second and third in whichever order. It will depend on who skates that tango romantica within the rhythm dance.
That's all for Rostelecom Cup.
I like my cup of Russia with a little bit sugar.
That's going to be the end. I'm just going to cut it off. Thank you again, PJ, for joining me.
You're
Again,
welcome.
this 5th week of the Grand Prix, we're almost done. I can't believe it. I've watched most of it live, regardless of what time zone it's in, and I've loved every minute of it, and I've loved talking to you about it. Thank you so
Me
much
too.
again for joining me. See you next week.
See you soon.